ChairShot Podcast back on your feeds, dear listener. You're hearing this on Monday, your regularly scheduled CST. No show last week, no Barry the week before. The boys are truly back in town for episode 711. I'm one of your hosts, Barry, joined as always by my ever dependable co-host. First of all, we got Paul.
Hello, hello, hello.
And rounding us out is Joe.
Hello, everybody.
So, a lot has happened since we were last together, boys. Okay, it's been a very go week. There's been personal news, there's been wrestling stuff going on, like mental news going all over the place, right? So I don't want to waste any time, no dilly-dallying, let's just jump into the important stuff, okay? So Clash in Paris, right, kicks off. Bronson Reeds, who is not a rapper, that's a professional wrestler, against Roman Reigns in the Paris.
He is a rapper, right?
Who is and an actor as well, in fact.
Okay.
No. The first week after we said we were done watching WWE, we're not going to even humour that conversation. No, we'll leave that aside. No more messing. Let's get into the actual important stuff. I think people have been waiting a week to hear you boys do a footy guff update after the last week.
Oh, the footy, of course.
I don't. This was the run sheets, conspicuously enough. I don't. What's going on there?
I'll give you a quick update on the table. So, 12th place, Manchester City, 3 points from 3 games. 8th place, Manchester United, 4 points from 3.
Oh,
Manchester City in crisis. Uh-oh. Pep, bald fraud. Out you go.
Pep out, which is what they say when that little cat on the webcam leaves his door.
I've got a great debate, Carly, for you. Who's the biggest bald fraud, Triple H or Pep Guardiola? These are the questions we're not afraid to ask that other podcasters won't, because they want to get the WWE money.
They want to get into the Manchester City presser.
Yeah, we don't care. We're not
going to Pep, why are you so great, Pep?
Who cares less about their underlings being released? Is it Triple H, bring back our truth and just have them do fuck all? Or is it Pep Guardiola, play the clip of Aguero leaving and Pep crying, going, he's just so good. He's just so good. And then just like, fuck off, never play for me again.
Sorry, is he Mario from that 80s cartoon? Luigi, he's just so good.
Kind of, in a way.
Oh, Jeremy. Anyway, we've a loaded show to talk about this week. Got married. That happened.
They said it could never happen.
Many people quite literally said it would never happen.
Many people were shocked when they heard the news.
Many people were shocked. Yeah, that's where I was. That's what I was off doing. It was a spectacular occasion. I was very happy with it. Obviously, you would hope I would.
Give it a 4-star review.
Yeah, 3.5-star of 8. You know, it's pretty good, and the scale is, of course, out of infinity, as we all know.
Sound like Triple H at a press conference now. Did you enjoy the wedding?
Oh, it was really fantastic. Can't really comment on the ongoing legal proceedings, you know, but no, it was absolutely spectacular. Yeah, it was. You know, we got a wonderful day for it weather-wise, and all this. The planets aligned. It was a really spectacular day. I don't really have much by way of podcast content out of it because it was so lovely. I will say though, did the old traditional thing, you know, separate wings of the hotel the morning of, not seeing each other, not seeing the dress, not seeing the wife to be before the ceremony. And I said it to my now wife after the ceremony. The ceremony was absolutely fabulous. We did a kind of a sort of a non-denominational kind of a ceremony with a celebrant who was not of a particular religion, and it was lovely. And we had music, and it was really wonderful. It was outdoors on the coast, and we were so happy with it. And I said to my wife afterwards, I was like, "That ceremony was unbelievable. I would do that 1,000,000 times again. I would not do that morning before the ceremony. I would not do it again for literally all the money on the world, because she was off in her part of the hotel, hair, makeup, photographer coming up, mothers, sisters, bridesmaids coming up, delivery of you know, pastries and fruits, all this other stuff. And then, of course, all I have to do is just put the suit on. So it's just me and the 2 groomsmen bouncing off 4 walls, baby. I felt like I was in solid. I felt like I was like Jeff Hardy in Abyss before the first Monsters Ball match in confinement, being driven insane.
That Raja Jackson clip, eh?
Yeah, it was honestly just, and I that was self-imposed. Like, if I was to give advice to anyone ever again, I'd be doing it in the future. I'd be just like, don't lock yourself up. I didn't leave the room until about a half hour before the actual thing. And then I embarrassed myself talking to people for that 30 minutes, very awkwardly shaking hands with my eyes jittering around like I was a cokehead. I mean, my groomsmen were telling me, they've both known me for a decade plus. And they were like, I've never seen you pace so much. I have never seen you fidget. I was going absolutely fucking, despite the fact that the whole previous year, it's been like, it's been exciting, looking forward to it, not really feeling nervous the day of, Jesus Christ. And I dropped a mother of a shite as well before the actual thing.
The nervous poo.
The nervous poo was unbelievable. But yeah, other than that, it was a wonderful day. And then I did go on a brief sort of mini moon of sorts, kind of relaxo, couple of days, holiday to Lanza-grotty afterwards, which I mean might as well just be Irish territory at this stage. I don't think I've ever seen so many Irish people in a place that is not Ireland. And I've been to America and I've been to New York. It is insane. It is so many Irish people. And obviously a lot of Brits too, but I was shocked at the ratio. It's massively Irish. Every pub is Irish branded. It's oh my goodness. I was down by the coast. It was lovely. I did not think it was Lanza-grotty. I thought it was quite lovely, in fact. I'm not a big sit around in the sun kind of guy because I bake instantly. But post-wedding, it was a nice... I don't think I would have enjoyed a running around doing activities kind of holiday. So I had a lovely time in Lanza-grotty. Before we move on from wedding talk, I will say I got a lovely gift from a pal of mine. I'm not sure if he listens to this, but someone reached out to me, someone who I met through the wrestling many years ago, going to OTT and stuff. As for the address, said he wanted to send me a little gift for the occasion. I was very flattered. I said, yeah, no problem, give me the address. And this arrived, I'm going to show it to the boys and then I'll say what it is to the listeners. This arrived in the post then a couple of weeks ago before the wedding. I don't know if you can see this. Wow. I don't know if folks have heard of this. It's from the Best Damn Pet Shop in town, which is a phenomenal Instagram page I would recommend people follow if you want bootleg unofficial Simpsons gear, but really cool looking Simpsons gear. This is a compendium of print advertising from The Simpsons compiled by the Best Damn Pet Shop in town and Bart of Darkness, which is another page. This is an absolutely wonderful coffee table book. It is literally, as the name implies, it is a bunch of very high quality scans of advertisements for various Simpsons ephemera throughout the decades. Like I just opened a random page here, and again on my webcam with the green screen, but it is a very high quality scan of like a newspaper listing for a Treehouse of Horror, and included in that scan you've got here, Sunday. In fact, I'll just take a little look here. So it's a 2-page spread. It's a Simpsons 2-hour marathon featuring Treehouse of Horrors 6, followed by an all new Halloween episode. And then I see elsewhere, I don't know what date this would have been from, but on the Sunday listings here, I see WCW Wrestling. Listen to this double bill. All right, on Sunday. Again, see if I can find a date here. 1996, this would have been, no specific date. A Sunday in 1996. I guess it would have been around Halloween time. 5:05, WCW Wrestling on TBS. And then on TMC, Educating Rita is on, if anyone wants to watch that. So there's and America's Dumbest Criminals is on shortly after. Folks, telly used to be good.
Well, that's what they called Thunder back in the day.
Yeah. No, I just go on a random pages here. Of course, we've got Butterfinger. Again, my green screen is kind of peeling that. But just wonder and tons of video game stuff, pinball ads. Absolutely fantastic. Simpsons Wrestling. Oh my goodness. Absolutely fantastic. That is I'm not sure the website it's from, but it's a co-production of the Best Damn Pet Shop in town and Bart of Darkness. It's absolutely fantastic.
Banger of a gift.
It's a fantastic gift. And again, the scans are I feel like the production of this, they must have had historical copies of TV magazines and stuff, because they are not blurry PNGs ripped off of Google. They are not. They are really top quality stuff. So yeah, that's that is wedding guff, I guess, for forever, probably. I don't want to tease it. I don't want to tease a follow-up feature on that. We'll leave that there for now. What other life guff we got going on, boys? It's been 2 weeks since I was talking to you. How are things? Oh, how are the digs? That's the main question.
Yeah. Well, Barry, I would have loved to have gotten your address and sent you a little gift as well.
Go on.
But I have no fucking money.
Yeah,
Because I am now, for the first time, I don't know if I sound any different to the listener, but I am doing, for the first time, a podcast from the new appartement. I'm currently sitting in I'm halfway between the kitchen and the sitting room. The guys could see briefly while I have my camera on my bookshelf in the background with my Lego Zelda tree on it. There's no TV here yet. The TV hasn't moved just yet. So there's still a few bits and pieces to do, but I bought today some hand lotion wash for the bathroom. And I bought some carrots for the fridge. That's kind of the stage.
For when Rudolph comes in a few months,
That's kind of stage right. No, but I mean, it is coming together. It's a work in progress. I bought some kitchen appliances. We got a George Foreman grill. We got an air fryer. We got a toaster. We got a kettle. We have the apartment came with a fridge, but not a freezer. So the freezer is on the way. Dishwasher already installed. Washing machine already installed. Dryer already installed. Oven already installed. Well, baby, save a bit of money on that. We had a quote for blinds to be put in. Ooh, baby, too much money for me right now.
I got one off Argos and put it on myself. It was 15 quid.
That's the way to do it.
Is it wonky? Yes. But does it block out the light? Also, yes.
Well, we got a quote for, let me think. I've got two windows in my bedroom. The back door, which is kind of like a big French double door thing. The office, the other bedroom, the kitchen. So we're talking about six to seven windows to get blinds on. First quote was €1,185 for that. We'll get a second opinion.
Yeah, I'm going to ask around, mate. I'll take your number anyway. Yeah, no, I'll be in touch, yeah.
To be fair, this is to have the blinds like made and installed. Second fella came and we worked out an 840, which was a bit more tolerable. But yeah, I mean, we don't have the internet in. The thing I've sorted out this week is to get the internet in. I get the TV over. But that's essentially all of this week. Like, I haven't watched a single movie. I've barely watched any TV. I've watched the rest then, of course. Well, keep the important stuff up.
Keep the important.
But all I've done this week, like nearly every day, is like 4 trips back and forth moving stuff. So I had the first night in the apartment on Friday night, I want to say it was. And of course, there's no blinds up in the bedroom, so I can see the main road, and I'm on the ground floor, so I can see the main road from my room. I was like, is a fucking murderer going to walk by? Is something going to happen? Someone going to look in and see me in my little undies, in bed like a little frightened frog. But it was all good. It was all okay. The neighbors are all lovely. Happy to report. Met a bunch of the neighbors, because this apartment has been dormant, vacant for the better part of like a year and a half. So everyone in the little estate is very excited that somebody new is finally in. Oh, you're the new people. Yeah. So yeah, just I'm still trying to find the catch of what's going to be the thing that's wrong with this place in terms of why it wasn't super expensive, because it's a 3-bedroom. Great location, just off the motorway. In Selbridge, which is a very nice developing town, and we got a hell of a deal on it. So I'm still kind of like, what's the thing?
Any secret basements that you haven't found yet?
So it does come with a dishwasher, but the dishwasher does have a corpse in it. So I mean, the auctioneer did tell us that before we bought it. That's fine. We were okay with that.
And then you open the dishwasher, you go, "Hey, occupado!"
I looked in the dishwasher, a little fella there. Don't tell anyone how I live. But yeah, good so far. Like, it's little bits and pieces. So little expensive bits and pieces, I should say. So whole place is painted, blinds are ordered, freezers ordered, intercom is ordered. That's one of the fucking worst things, right? The intercom, being in an apartment, there's like an outside front door, and then the apartment has itself a front door. So if someone comes to visit, they're going to press the intercom. So you can talk with the intercom. It works to that level. But when they press the button, it doesn't ring. So you don't know somebody's outside to talk to them through the intercom. Also has me worried for deliveries. Like, what's going to happen when the freezer comes? I'm going to just have to be watching for them to be there, because otherwise they're not going to be able to tell me that they're outside. But no, it's very, it's a great little place. Moved over all my all my Blu-rays. One thing that I did finally do, this was the end of an era, almost 25 years of an era, is just, this felt like the right time for a transition in terms of moving to this new place where space is a little bit limited, but not decent amount of space. Kept the Blu-rays and the 4Ks, and they're, as you might have seen on my Instagram, they're still on display. The DVDs have moved to Binder Land.
Oh, okay.
So all the DVDs, with the exception of some like special DVDs, if they were like Steelbooks or I don't know, some specific DVDs,
collector's edition or whatever the fuck. Yeah,
I've kept those, but all the other ones, disc into a binder, recycle the box. Disc into a binder, recycle the box. So across TV box sets and movies and so on, that was like in the range of 700 discs, I want to say. So that just does afford me a little bit more space, which is nice. But it's sad, like some of them, like Rush Hour 2, whatever, which I've owned since like the year 2000 or 2001 or whatever it came out. A little bit sad seeing them go off to the great DVD bookcase in the sky. But otherwise I'm very, very happy with the place. So yeah, I don't know if there'll be much more updates from it, but a TV will appear at some point, and we'll continue to live and do the podcast from here. I just have one more thing before we go to Joe as well, which is my semi-recurring segment, and a fan favorite, I hope. It's treat recommendations.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if this is a new product. I don't think it is, actually. I have never really got on with digestive biscuits. I find them a little...
What a funny sentence.
Oh, God.
I find them a little... I don't know, weak.
Sandy. The sandy biscuit.
I've been converted. Let me tell you. Digestives... Oh, the camera doesn't want to come on now. Camera, on. Okay, you're going to have to imagine it in your mind's eye. Digestives seriously chocolate.
Hang on, let me just picture a digestive biscuit.
Okay, God, it's delicious.
I think I'm getting it. Ooh, looks nice. Yeah.
Don't know why my camera doesn't work. Digestives seriously chocolatey, the triple choc one.
I just was eating some of it. What came on?
They are good. They are good.
They're good. I like chocolate digestive is my favourite biscuit.
That's my recommendation. Because it's chocolate on the bottom, but the biscuit itself is chocolate, and there's bits of chocolate in it. Oh,
that's very nice.
Now, you can't eat too many of them. But
no.
little treats ski here and there if you've done a good bit of, a good walk or something, have a little bicky. But otherwise, that's basically been my life. I haven't watched the footy, of course.
Oh, the football.
United, one of them games where they are, by far the better team, could be winning 5-0 at halftime, just miss all their chances, give away stupid goals, and then rely on last minute. I don't call it a dodgy penalty, but there's some questions. Yeah. One of them's. The Grimsby match, obviously, as well, which was to an extent similar, obviously without the happy ending. Watching Liverpool Arsenal as well today, a bit of a snoozer, apart from the goal. Yeah, great goal, but the match itself was a honk snoo.
I watched the Chelsea Fulham game yesterday, and Fulham scored a great goal, which was then chalked off because the fella trod on someone's toe, which, of course, in modern football, you're not allowed to.
Modern football is a what did the referee say? A careless challenge.
Yes, a load of bollocks.
Your man had the ball.
And it wasn't just that they chalked off a really good goal for the underdog team, but it took 5 minutes of the referee standing there watching a telly and then going, numbers, turn, Fulham, I don't need to hear that. I don't want to see referee. You see more of the referee now than you do of the players.
Yes.
I switched the game off. I was like, I just don't want to sit through this crap. Like, it's turning. I don't know what they've done to football, but I'm getting a little bit talk sport where I'm like, the game's gone. The game's gone.
It's the woke agenda.
It's the entertainment factor. I'd rather have mistakes. I'd rather the referee got the odd thing wrong. You know what I mean? I don't care if a foul gets missed occasionally. Just I want to watch.
Well, my idea was we keep. Okay, I don't need the like NFL style. The referee stands on a podium and a spotlight comes down on him, and he goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, it's Man United number 16 has trod upon the toe of Arsenal number 22. Decision is okay. Come on, we're going to get to the point. But my idea is VAR. You know, they talk about the ambiguities of clear and obvious and referees call and all this bollocks, right?
Mm-hmm.
My thing is the VAR has 10 seconds to look at the clip. And if it's not decided within 10 seconds, it's not clear and obvious. And then we don't have these 5 minutes, like you say, 5 minutes of picking apart in super slow motion. Oh, the blade of grass. If you look at it and, if the semi-automated offside, again, there was another controversy in the Man United Burnley match with that, which was, again, a bit like, I don't know how it can be wrong like that. But anyway.
I also think anything that happened, like, before a few seconds of the actual goal as well should not count. Like, if someone controls it with their arm and then scores, okay, and the ref doesn't see it, okay, that's VAR. If it's a foul on the halfway line and then a guy runs and beats a player, like, come on, that was ages ago. It was literally months ago, and you're going on about it. Like, just fucking get over it. It really, they've got to change it because it's ruining the actual game. It's bad enough watching teams just sort of pass the ball around at the back to the goalkeeper constantly, and that's boring enough. And then you've got VAR as well. It's just becoming.
I mean, for me, it's the application of the tool rather than the tool itself. Like I say, if they had a limited amount of time, and if you can't decide after that 10 seconds or 15 seconds or 20 seconds or whatever, then we go on with the game and we forget about it. I'm generally more of a VAR apologist to an extent, but even I was annoyed. There was one today in the Liverpool-Arsenal game where a corner came in and it was the most innocuous corner and nothing happened and no players were screaming, and it was just the ball got headed away and the game continued, and the commentator goes, there's a VAR check for pulling in the box. I'm like, nobody asked for that. Nobody was appealing for a penalty. Nothing happened. It's just like they're just sticking their little nose in. Oh, hang on.
Do they just like
every corner? Every corner they do a VAR check for.
It's referees. They just want to be the star of the show, and it's like no one.
What about?
People used to compliment a game on the fact that we didn't even see the referee. We didn't even notice the referee. Yeah. That used to be like the best thing. It's like, you know what? It was such a good game. We didn't even notice the ref. Now the refs have got microphones. I don't need promos from the ref.
The refs might as well be giant golden Homer running around the pitch.
And also, there's no good refs anymore. At least you used to have a few like.
The bozos, totally.
Yeah, they've got no start. They are.
What about
of referees out there? There's nobody.
What about, like in other sports, right? Each team gets a limited number of VAR challenges.
Mm.
Like you get 3 per game. So if a player goes down and the ref says no pen, you use up one of your VARs.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because like you say, it's to the point, like every corner, there's pulling and pushing the box. There's going to be a VAR check every corner of a game.
Killing the game.
It's a bit out of control, to be fair. It's been out of control. Just get rid of the ref at that point. Have like an AI referee game. That's where we're going to end it. That's where it's going to be.
Yeah.
And then the AI is going to be going on about,
wow, it's great that you think you scored a goal. Let me just check that.
Oh, dear. Joe, how's yourself? I'm going to eat a bicky.
All right. I haven't been up to much, to be honest.
Okay.
Just sort of doing shaggle. Did go to Forbidden Door, which we can talk about. That's fine. We did do another little treasure hunt thing with our friend Alex Cronin, which was quite fun.
A treasure hunt.
Yeah, I remember I talked about one last in July that I did before my birthday, like one where you go a scavenger hunt. It's more the correct term. Like you go around London finding clues, and it's like look for this street, which is blah blah blah, and you have to find the next clue. You text them the clue, they text you another clue, and you know it's like you ultimately get into a thing. So that was fun. It's a bit easy though, to be honest. I think they make these for like stupid people, so that was the only problems a little bit. Yeah, so that was fun. Other than that, yeah, not too much. Mainly the old Forbidden Door, of course, around this time last week. We were at the O2.
Why don't you take us through it? Because that's the big story for the last couple of weeks.
Through it. So it was at the O2 Arena, sold out. I think they said nearly 19,000, which I was surprised because I didn't think you could fit that many people in there. But maybe they were counting the suites as well.
Am I the only person in the world, by the way, who didn't realize that the O2 Arena was under the Millennium Dome?
Well, I went to the Millennium Dome, so I was not a surprise to me. But
you're like, this is Rampage.
If you're not from around
this is the Millennium Dome.
Yeah,
I had no idea that's where the O2 was. I didn't know.
Exactly. Yeah, it's inside, and so like I think I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, like you go in and there's a big complex sort of around the arena, so it's more.
I never copped onto it.
It's almost like a Las Vegas casino where you kind of go in and there's like all this other stuff going on, but then there's an arena in the middle as well.
Right.
I will start with the complaints, and I don't know why this always happens with wrestling. I've been to the O2, like Michelle and I have been to the O2 probably 15, 20 times for concerts.
Right.
You literally get there, you walk straight in, and then it takes about 2 minutes to get into the actual arena. Never had to queue or wait ever. Similar at Wembley, whenever we go and see a football match or a concert, we go straight in. We just turn up, we go through the turnstile, straight in. For All In, both All Ins, and for this show, we were queuing for about an hour to get in the place. And I don't know if anyone has an idea of why it's different for wrestling. Is it because everyone gets there at exactly the same time? But then it would be the same for football as well. That's why I can't quite get it. There's something going on. Maybe they think wrestling fans are like hooligans or something. They're really not. You look around the queue and it's like the biggest bunch of nerds you've ever seen in your life.
No, that's the thing. It's like if there's two misconceptions about wrestling fans that we know, because we've been to loads of shows that we've been surrounded our whole life. First of all, the perception like among advertisers that they're like poor. Well, that's ridiculous, mate, because I don't see many football fans walking around with like $2,000 worth of a belt over their fucking shoulder and a 70 quid Anthony Bowens shirt. All right, so I have no fucking clue what. And I just pre-ordered WWE 28. So now for another 3 years, but I got the 200 quid pre-order bonus that comes with Sid as a downloadable character. That's wrong. But the other thing is that they're hooligans. They're probably the least hooligan-y group relative to music and sports fans. They all just want to queue on time and get there 8 by 10.
Yeah, it's like a Wordl-ow / Warhammer festival. Like that is the audience. It's not. Maybe they think it's like boxing or something where it gets very like rowdy and blokes doing coke in the toilets. No, these are people that go online and argue over whether a match was 4.5 stars or 4 stars. This is like, but anyway, that was the most annoying thing. But after that, we got in, went to the seats, and it was I mean, I will say, I love going to Wembley for the All In shows, but stadium shows are crap. Like compared to being in a 20,000 seat arena, like this is where wrestling is like at its best in a big arena. Like it's just the atmosphere, the lights, the setup. It just looks so good and it feels so good. And you're so close to the ring, even as we were. We were in the bottom tier, pretty good seats. But we felt so close to the ring, like you can make out the actual, detail of the wrestlers in the ring. It's not like, being in a stadium where you're just watching the screens. So yeah, it looked fantastic. It was amazing. So we got in kind of during the pre-shows. I think we missed a bit of the first match, but caught most of the pre-show, which was decent. Just a decent start to it. And then the show itself, I thought. It didn't have kind of big show feel necessarily because coming after All In, but it was just a very fun show. Just lots of really good matches. I think everyone on the card was kind of elevated by the size of the crowd and the energy of the crowd, because they all seemed to really have their working boots on and really really giving it some. Everyone was doing really good stuff. And I thought it was great. The main event was absolutely crazy. And I think kind of in that genre of, Anarchy in the Arena or Stampede, where although they're in a cage, it was kind of a very, very similar feel. I was disappointed. I thought that the gummy bears were jelly babies at first, and it was going to be like a British kind of reference.
Licorice shells.
I was like, I guess get some jelly babies. But yeah, that was great. I try to think of any match I didn't really enjoy. The thing I was going to skip or not looking forward to was the trios tag match, just because it's like trios match. You knew what was going to happen. You knew it was going to happen there. But actually, that even that was really, really good. That was very enjoyable. I had no idea. We couldn't see like Ricochet and his two pals, so I had no idea what happened there. Like on the day, I was just like, oh, it's just some random bloke standing up. But yeah, the Kyle Fletcher match was fantastic. Women's match pretty strong. Tony Storm Athena match maybe didn't quite live up to expectations, but was still pretty good. And even Heyman MJF, which was a bit of a sort of overbooked kind of running fest, but still very interesting. Like got the crowd going. Oh, and I've got my highlight of the night really. Zach versus Nigel, which was proper British wrestling, just holds and uppercuts and reversal. None of this like American stuff, jumping over the top rope and headbutting people. Just proper wrestling with a handshake at the end, like Johnny Saint would have done back in the day. Just proper wrestling. So I really enjoyed that. And overall really good show. And then at the end, we kind of left. I thought the show was over because it was like literally 10:59 or 10:29 or whatever it was. So I was like, right, let's go. So we missed the final sort of Osprey angle where he got taken out.
You didn't miss much.
But we did get on the tube within 15 minutes. So that was a good finish to the evening. So it was great. The only annoying part as well is I missed, because we ran out just before the tag match, so I missed Jamie Hayter's kind of big return, which was annoying because I had my Jamie Hayter t-shirt on. So obviously very annoying. And then I paid £7 for a Pepsi and £4 for a bag of Aero chocolate bites. And I don't know if they've got any of these in Ireland or anywhere else you've been yet, but they've got these new things in the arenas and stadiums where it's kind of like the Amazon supermarkets where you walk in, scan your debit card as you go in, you pick up what you want, and then you leave, and it just automatically charges you for what you've picked up. Like, obviously, it's like scanning you with cameras to see what you take. Yeah. It just charges you. And I was like, that's a bit fucking weird. I don't like that.
Like that. I don't like the Amazon ones either. I'm like, no.
I would probably pull my arse out as I was watching the show, just to make a point.
There's no people here, mate. There's no people here.
Oh, dear.
Scanned a bit of that.
Yeah, a really good show. It's funny you mentioned the belt thing, Barry, because they did have the belts on sale, and you look at it, it's like $2,500 or something for a real replica belt. And I'm like, who goes to the show and drops $2,500 there at the show? Like, bloody hell, that's an impulse purchase. But it was really good. What did you guys make of it on TV?
Will you take the ChairShot? Actually, I'll be honest, Les, I haven't seen it. I gotta be honest. So I was watching little clips and bits and pieces, but I did not see it.
I thought it was a good show. It was, I think everything you've said so far has been pretty on the nose. I think the crowd really elevated a lot of it. I think it was great. Anyway, I also loved the Nigel Zack Sabre match. I mean, we can run through the card here.
This
is one of the first and only shows that I did not watch any of the pre-show.
No AJ, no Big Boom.
I was watching the footy. Oh well, that's also why.
Who's a British TikTok person they could get?
Princess Andre.
Jesus.
That girl, she's Irish. The girl who does the Sylvanian families that got sued by the Sylvanian families. Do you see that?
No.
So she shakes out the Sylvanian families toys, But she it's the most infantile thing in the world, and has like millions of followers, and it's great. But she just makes it go, "Hey, you fucking cunt! You slept with my boyfriend."
Oh, I know, yeah.
And she got like sued by the Slovenian families company.
Oh my god!
Get her on in the pre-show.
Get her on.
I don't know any fucking Irish or British TikTok. I only know the double tongue chocolate cookies.
This is the problem with TikTok. You can have 400 million followers, but I've like never heard of them.
Yes,
I mean, it's so like niche, pocketed.
It's so niche. Me and the wife are on it way too much, both, and she'll just turn to me, "Oh, did you see that?" And I go, "No, I have no fucking idea what you're talking about. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about." And I'll show her a thing, and she go, "I've never seen that before in my life." It's because it's dangerously honed algorithms.
Yeah.
Anyway,
well, I mean, anyway, ignoring TikTok,
yeah,
the Big Boom AJ British equivalent is of course Mr. Blobby.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Blobby would have been good, and then he pulls the head off, and it's like Eddie Kingston.
Oh, that's her. So I didn't see any of the pre-show.
Well, yeah, I kind of missed the first match, so I can't really talk about that. Gazewagon and Ricochet versus Oku, Jet Speed, pretty good. Michael Oku looked good in there. We'll see more of him in future. This was good. The 8-woman tag, Triangular Madness and Megan Bain. Defeating Harley Cameron, Statlander, Aminata, Nightingale. So, of course, we got Tekla Aminata. It's always great.
Oh, yeah.
Megan Bain looked really good in this. And, it was good. Very solid match. I think they deserve... these women are doing so well at the moment. They really deserve to be on the main card. But obviously, it was quite packed. But I'd have put... I don't know. I'm trying to think what I would not have had on the main event, but on the main card. But yeah, those were really good. And then this was kind of very short because they were only like 10 minutes before the show, but then the Ops beat, I don't know, a bunch of guys.
The Wordl-ows.
Clark Connors, Driller Maloney. Oh, that's, what's the Daniel?
He was in the G1.
Yeah, and then Robbie X, who was quite over. Robbie X got, I don't know, he must be.
Well, he's kind of in the British scene more than
well-known as appropriate. Yeah. That was fine. That was pretty quick. Over in a second. Then we got into the main card, and it kicked off with
you went from Claire Connors to Cope and Christian.
CNC, Cope and Cage. Of course, the theme song got a very good reaction. Normally, I'm annoyed by that on TV now, but when I got to do it,
when you're there live, yeah,
I like it. This was a very fun match, kind of a bit of a pantomime sort of match, and the crowd was very much, entertaining ourselves with silly songs about Christian being our dad. So it was fun, and I thought Book Kip Sabian pretty good. The thing is, I think Killswitch or Luchasaurus is quite over with the crowd. He's a bit of a baby face, so it wasn't really, that dynamic wasn't really working. But he did kind of turn on Kip halfway, but it was a bit strange. Yeah, but it was good. I mean, I'm excited for this reunion, but the matches are not exactly gonna blow us away. So it's a nostalgia tour.
Let's see what FTR can get out of them, I suppose.
That could be.
I feel like an FTR match is going to be stronger than against Luchasaurus and Kip Sabian.
Yeah. Especially since not to jump ahead, but I was kind of into the reunion, but I was like, I don't want them winning the tag titles. That's a bit much. Doesn't seem like it's going to be a problem anymore because FTR are not the tag team champions as I and a lot of other people thought they might be by now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I like about it is that Christian is still coming out in the turtleneck.
Yes.
Okay, they changed his Titantron or his video to asshole rather than father, which got a laugh out of me. So yeah, that's one thing that I didn't want him to kind of revert and undo a lot of the character stuff he's done these last 2 years. So very, very much enjoying that.
Led us into Kyle Fletcher versus Takahashi, which I wasn't too excited for, but I'll be honest, Kyle Fletcher's so good. This boy is the business. Because this was a absolutely tremendous match, and I'd certainly credit him for that. He's been having so many good matches recently. I think he's almost above the TNT title, or maybe he'll elevate it, but he is so good. It's a really good match. He ended up winning. This is one of the few actual AEW versus New Japan matches.
Yeah.
Card. What do you think, Paul? Your thoughts on that one?
I liked it a lot. I feel like in my head, Hiromu was still the version from
whatever, 6-7 years ago. I'd say, well, I don't want to say that he's kind of lost it to the extent of any of the people like we talk about on here, Naito or
No, not
like
that ever. But yeah.
He's kind of on the come down from his peak, but I think I totally still have to get a very good match out of him.
We had the 4-way women's match, which I say wasn't sloppy, but I think it was a little bit slower than it could have been because of just making the spots work. Like there wasn't really too much wrong with it, but it was a little bit like, okay, now Bozilla, you pick her up, I'll pick her up, and then we'll do a little bit like that. But generally, it was pretty good. They really showcased Bozilla quite a lot. She got some real big strong woman type spots in this.
I'd be surprised if she isn't in AEW a bit more often.
Yeah,
end of the year.
If they don't sign it, yeah, because otherwise WWE will be snapping her up. Yeah, it's really good. I mean, not much to say again. It's kind of the problem with these Monet title reign. She's going to win most of the time if the title's on the line. It's getting a little bit predictable. But I think they'll keep it on her for a while. I don't know. I think she needs to start losing these belts at some point. It gets a little bit.
Well, she wants to pass Ultimate Dragon.
So what's 10? She's one more tie and 2 more to win. But also, she's what's left to win because she's won titles from Poland and stuff like that. And one of the Rev Pro belts is just it's literally just a belt because it's from a company that doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah. So this was fine. Then we also covered Zack versus Nigel. Thought it was really, really tremendous.
Yes.
Nigel.
Yeah, Danielson on commentary as well, which you would have missed out on.
Yeah. He was really good. He's very funny. I love he just pops himself sometimes. He just bursts out laughing at his own comments. He's so funny. This was really, really good. Kind of ended on a bit of a flat note, but a bit sort of out surprise. I really, really enjoyed it. And I think I could see Nigel doing more. He could have more of these kind of matches because when you're doing that kind of technical wrestling, you don't need to be going 100 miles an hour. It is a lot more psychological. He could do this
style.
He could do this into his 50s, easily, and still be really, really good. I mean, obviously they got 50-year-olds elsewhere on the card, but he could do this for a long time. I think he could have a whole kind of swan song sort of in his 40s, 50s that they didn't get when he should have got it. So I'd love to see him keep having these kind of matches, especially other British wrestlers as well. If there's up and coming sort of British wrestlers that come along, you can do this with. That'd be tremendous. We then got the
well, let me just say on Nigel before we go on.
Sorry.
Like I said, the gauntlet match notwithstanding, I think this was Nigel's best match. Best performance. Let's include the gauntlet there. Best performance. Some of the other matches, like the Danielson one and the Garcia tag and the Lee Moriarty match in Ring of Honor, were all good, but they didn't, have me excited like the Nigel of old. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It did feel like a guy at 70%, 75% maybe, trying to recapture those old glories. But this was to me Nigel that I've been wanting ever since he came out in Wembley last year. This was proper. Now he wasn't, the other side of Nigel, I guess, from Ring of Honor back in the day was the hard hitting, super stiff, yes. But the technical side, super perfectly complemented by Sabre Jr. I mean, this was, like you say, proof to me that McGuinness can still go to a modern level. So very impressed.
And then into the tag match where her syndicate did not want to lose to FTR, so we got a trios match. I was expecting FTR to win, but Brodito pulled it out. They're really good. I've been watching. I don't think we got this in the rundown, but of course it was Ring of Honor, Death by Dishonor, what's it called? Death or Dishonor. And I was watching the Bandito just at her match again. They're really good. This was pretty good. I don't know, not too much to say. It was better than I thought. I really enjoyed it. Some really good Brody and Bandito stuff. They won the belts. So yeah, I think the tag division kind of continues to be a little bit of a problem child. There's just not enough really good tag teams around.
Right.
So a little bit still getting that kind of two people thrown together thing. But yeah, it was good.
I mean, Rodito, I saw them interviewed, or also at the press conference, maybe, talking about their actual like history and how they might come off like a team thrown together, but they actually have a lot of history together. And so that kind of, as a viewer or as a fan, made me kind of appreciate them more as a team, even though they're a team that have only really started teaming recently. Little nitpick here. The classic guys in masks ran out, and then they just took their masks off anyway. And this is truly a nitpick, because I know it's a wrestling trope. It's done for the pop and the reveal, but the logic of like, you come out in a mask, you attack somebody, and then you just take off the mask. Like, it's me. It's one
right, I'll give you my kayfabe explanation for why that happens. It's so that they don't get spotted by the guys they're going to attack. Because if Ricochet came out of the corner,
That's not bad.
You might go, oh, that's Ricochet, shit. But if it's just a guy like mask, they got a jacket on, you might not really pick up on it. You know what I mean?
Well, but that explains why they would come out in masks, but not why they would take the masks off.
Oh, because once they've done the attack,
it's all done.
they want to go. They want to be like, yeah, we got you. We got you.
Yeah,
they want them. They want. So that's the kayfabe for it. So
they came out anyway and fought the cannot lose boys to the back, in a very transparent kind of, this is what's happening. And then, it was then the FTR and Rodito, which I like that they had set up in the final of the tournament by going to like a time limit draw. So you have to like, okay, we're going to get the winner this time here. Very, very good. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Rodito FTR run it back a few times, because I think those guys have great chemistry as well. Yeah. So good stuff. Yeah, very much enjoyed this. Very much enjoyed this. Lashley and Benjamin, I have concerns about their longevity in AEW. I just feel like, okay, they've now lost the belts, which seemed to be a bit of an albatross for the last while. Like, what do you do with the belts? They've lost the belts. Now becomes, what do you do with these guys? And the Hurt Syndicate, okay, we're going to feud with Ricochet and Gates of Agony, which to me has not really gelled yet, that faction. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I'm kind of still waiting for that to click. And to an extent, I feel like Ricochet has kind of almost regressed a little bit with that team.
Yeah, I think the other problem also is that he caught fire and he had the new character and he was doing really well. But I just also think there's not really any room for him higher than where he is, I feel, as well, is kind of the problem. Which I think is the problem they're having with a lot of people, including in the women's division as well. It's kind of like the top is pretty log jammed right now, so yeah, I'm not loving that faction yet, but let's see what comes of this Hurt Syndicate feud. But yeah, I just kind of feel like, where do the Hurt Syndicate fit after this? I mean, they had the MJF storyline that was very abruptly dropped, so we do this feud with Ricochet and the Gates of Agony, and then where do we go from there? I don't know.
We then got a card of Strickland. Very, very good.
Yes.
As you'd expect. Card of wins. Strickland attacked after the match. Got the old steel steps, crushing his leg.
Yeah.
And we then got the return of the big dog. The big dog, War Dog, Wardlow.
Certainly the bigger than before dog.
After 18 months, the Wordl-ow has returned.
Oh, Jesus. Big boy. He's a big boy now.
He looks big. I was excited. I like a bit of Wardlow. In spite of everything, I still quite enjoy Wardlow because...
I like a bit of Wardlow. Because
he's big and he's Wardlow. And he has...
I couldn't get over how big he was.
He usually has loafers on, which is always fun.
He was fucking enormous.
He was huge. So he came out, had a little stare off. Then the rest of the Callis family came out. A little bit of a stare off. Takeshita comes out. Another little stare. All the big dogs coming out for a stare off. Very nice, very nice. Kind of interested where they go. The only problem I have with the Callis family is it does very much feel like Don Callis is just the star of it. Like I think maybe because Okada doesn't do promos, Takeshita doesn't really do many promos. Obviously, Callis is there to do the promos for them. The problem is that then Don just becomes he is the star of the family, despite all these great wrestlers. So I don't know. Maybe we need someone to step up and challenge.
I feel if they do this Okada Takeshita feud, I feel like that will change that maybe slightly.
Yeah. But he's
they're the two big dogs in the.
He's building a hell of a team. He's like the Florentino Perez of wrestling. He's just getting all these big signings in. Yeah, free transfers. Very, very good stuff. Timeless Tony Storm Athena. It was pretty good. Not great. I don't know. Anything else to add?
Tony came out looking like
the Duchess of Queensberry.
You remember her? Looking like it's some kind of clown. Like Marie Antoinette if she were a clown. Yeah, match very good. As I expected. One bit they did was the which I thought was very clever. They threw Tony into the barricade and went glitched off. And then, like 15 minutes later, Athena gets thrown in and it comes back on. Very funny. Very funny.
Very good. Yeah, very good. I don't know where Athena goes now. She's done very well as a Ring of Honor champion. She's impressed whenever she's been on the main roster, but I don't know.
Well, she's finally showed up to the main roster after years of hiding away in Ring of Honor.
Was she there on Wednesday? I don't think she was she?
I don't remember.
I for the longest time, I kind of thought, she was staying on Ring of Honor because they needed, at least 1 or 2 stars, even though Ring of Honor is kind of a dead duck. You got to keep some. The more time ticks by, and she's impressed on every single main, quote unquote. This is the other problem as well, is whether they wanted to or not, it has absolutely become their NXT. It is now the main roster and Ring of Honor. That's what it is. Right. But she's done very well on every Dynamite appearance. I think it's increasingly just feeling like, for whatever reason, maybe they just don't see her on that level, which I think is a shame. But it's been so long and she's impressed so often that I'm starting to think, are they just like, for whatever reason, they don't see it? But I don't know.
That was into Hangman Page versus MJF. So this was with the stipulation of count out or disqualification, leading to a title change. I lost track of what happened. I can't remember the cash in. He reversed the cash in, so this wasn't the cash in.
Right.
MJF still has another shot that he can cash in, but with a week's notice.
Right.
Which is Tony Khan's new rule. So this was just a match.
Thank God.
Yeah, so a lot of it was MJF trying to tease, kind of winning by DQ or count out, using shortcuts. It wasn't a no DQ, obviously no DQ kind of match, so there was a bit of tomfoolery with the ref distractions and bumps and things like that. Overall, though, I thought the crowd, I was really into it. The crowd was really into it. For all the slight silliness,
I thought it was very good.
It was very, very good. Yeah. I don't know if I believed MJF was ever winning, but
no.
But certainly a fun match. We'll see where they go from here. If they go back to MJF, he got a pretty decent promo on Dynamite.
He still has the contract, which again is no longer a Money in the Bank. Thank the Lord.
Yeah, I wonder if he bides his time with it and waits for sort of Page to be taken out or so. I want to see them go somewhere the MJF thing, but I think they need to really, is it MJF's increasing desperation, or is he, I don't know, turn to someone else, to go to the Callis family? Does he do something? Needs to be something with it. Just feeling a bit repetitive. Then the old main event, the cage match. Kenny Omega, Ibushi, Alan, Tanahashi, Ospreay against the Death Riders and the Young Bucks and Gabe Kidd. Really good. And this was probably the most kind of strict cage match AEW have ever done, because I don't think the door ever got opened. Unless I'm mistaken. They did come out of the cage at some points, like Darby.
Via the top.
Yeah, Gabe and Darby kind of went off the cage through the tables, which was fine. And then I think Mox climbed out at one point. Generally, they stuck sort of in the cage, and there was plenty of room to work. It was a huge cage. It was like pressing up against the announce table. Very impressive looking cage. This was great. I thought Tanahashi was like perfect in this match because he didn't have to do too much, but he had the odd spot where it's like, right, get the legends to come out and do the finish or to do certain spots. That was really good. I thought Bucks are always good in this kind of match. They do have the comedy spots, but it usually works quite well alongside the more violent stuff. I thought it was pretty much sort of, like I say, in that Anarchy in the Arena kind of genre, and a very good addition to it. And ultimately,
I wonder if
you guys well.
Yeah, I wonder if this might become more of a model for them to do, rather than Blood and Guts being the so beholden to the old War Games rules.
Yeah,
where we like our tradition, we like our War Games, but I don't know in the modern context if the whole one person comes out every 5 minutes, then the match can't actually begin until the. Here was a 5-on-5 in a big old cage, one ring admittedly, but generally speaking, more or less the same model.
Mm-hmm.
Sliding off the off.
I think quietly moving towards this as your big faction warfare payoff thing would be good. I was just talking about this on stream during the week. Every Blood and Guts match has been like 2/3 of a great match, and then the end is always like shit, or there's like a catastrophe in it, like Ibushi showing up in that state he was in. The infamous Jericho, but like they're all like really good for like part of it, but they always get like too cute with it, or it goes too long or something. And I think just segue to this. I mean, but like promoters just cannot get over the War Games idea. They just cannot rip themselves away from it. I don't know why, but I mean, I do know why. But like, I don't know.
The original. This was much closer to the original War Game, WCW NWA War Games, than any of the Blood and Guts. Like this is kind of, apart from having all 10 in there, this is much more what it was like.
Mm-hmm.
Like the original War Games were like 25 minutes long. They weren't really long matches. They were like quick matches. Get everyone in quickly and a big old scrap. That's it. I do agree that I think this is a bit more satisfying than War Games. I think, I'd like to see this being back as an alternative to Anarchy in the Arena. They don't want to do that. This is a good accompaniment. So, yeah.
It didn't hurt that they went with a bit more visceral violence than your typical, tables and ladders. And
not John Thousands, yeah.
Well, no, but you had, even in terms of the weapon selection, you had Moxley like sticking a fork in Darby's ear.
Yeah.
Biting each other. Bit more grimy, bit more
nasty.
Bit more nasty, exactly.
Yeah.
And the comedy was there, but was in, either was at the very beginning, or was kept really to small doses. I did laugh when Tanahashi tried to climb a ladder on the outside, and everyone was like,
"Oh my god,
all right, go on there, come back down."
Sometimes Barry, you might have experienced this last week, but when you're on holiday and it's really hot, and you kind of pop outside without any shoes on, and the pavement's really hot.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, I can't let my feet touch the floor. That's how Tanahashi walks.
Yeah.
Just the poor lad. He's like, oh God. I'm looking forward to his retirement because I just want that poor lad to sit in a chair.
He does the Looney Tunes thing of when he's going to run, his like upper body starts running first, and then his legs move.
God. Oh dear. But anyway, he was good. What he had to do, he did.
It was good.
He's a great lad. Great lad.
Ibushi, another good showing from him. Far from the embarrassment of what we just mentioned.
Yeah, it was good.
I do, before we segue off Forbidden Door, I do have an email about Forbidden Door. I said I'd pop it in now. This is another live experience report from friend of the show, Richard. He's popped in here with some notes. I guess he also went to the TV taping because he's got some notes on Glasgow here as well. Glasgow, good. Can't believe they put Ishii versus Takeshita on there and not the pay-per-view. You forgot about that. Show was very long. Was 11 p.m. curfew, but they were still there at 11:20. A lot of people left for trains. Very strange crowd-exclusive segment where Tony Khan brought out Anthony Ogogo to parade with an English flag. Tony then said he was bringing out someone to represent Scotland, and it was Will Hobbs. Oh God! My friend's got a kick out of seeing Scotty Too Hotty wrestle and then do the worm. Grado and Like a Prayer is always fun, though a lot of people stuck in bar queues. I get that this is all non-TV stuff, unless Tony forked out for Like a Prayer for TV, which I doubt. Our section of people going to the toilet in the bar a lot. So yeah, okay. I swear the chap row in front of us was going to punch the bloke who was constantly up, and one time came back and said, "Sorry, pal, you look comfy sitting there." Sent his wife to the bar for the rest of the night. On exit, we were on escalator and then we heard weird noises. The girl in front seemed to be covered in something. Thought maybe slush. No, the man behind me vomited, completely missed me, and went all over this poor person. All I can think about is the car home. Jeez, okay, maybe we were being too nice to wrestling fans earlier in this conversation. Went to a Swerve meet and greet the next day, had to buy a figure and got a Chase Willow. Talking Blue Sky the next day was that everyone with AEW figures were being searched for drugs at Glasgow airports. To avoid this, I had to tell my mum I bought a wrestling toy and see if she could post it. Disgraced Jeff Jones was Swerve's handler and loved blabbing to the queue that AEW were doing a Christmas UK tour. So that was before they announced it, I guess. That they were trying to bring Starcast to Wembley in 2026, but then it's hard, and then Tony likes to keep the ticket prices low. Got to London and went to First Look. Here you could pay £20 for a slot to buy merch. £20 for a slot to buy merch. Oh my god! Before the show and do some meet and greets. Met Speedball. Had a photo with his Highland Aubrey and had a small chat with Bryce, who was in a Fulham top. I bet he got that for free. The shop was small and really hot. They also had some exhibition pieces, like all the title belts and bits of wood from Swerve's burnt house. Used it all out. Saw Sting's Destiny 2 playing son at the shop. I didn't realize one of his sons. Oh wait, no, yeah, one of Sting's son is like a pro. He's like a competitive gamer. I forgot about that. So I'm prompting him to think the Sting would be at the show, but also that the son's wife apparently works at AEW, so that's why he was there. Thanks to Joe for the O2 advice. Ate elsewhere and turned up before the doors to huge queues, but had an American Express card so could skip the entire queue, go to the private bar for, as Joe mentioned, an overpriced Pepsi.
Fuck's sake, I've got an American Express. Why didn't I know about this?
Well, apparently it's advice that came from you. So or did you mention that on the show? Maybe
I think so.
Or maybe did you just mention about how the O2 was rammed, and then Rich separately he was aware of the American Express gimmick. I was on the floor near front and probably the least annoying section I've ever sat in for wrestling. Hardly anyone got up for the toilet or the bar. Man behind us thought there would be an online outrage at Tony Storm having white face paint. What they accusing her of doing whiteface? I don't know. The things you hear wrestling fans say at shows, I don't know. He also scoffed at the notion the event would finish at 10:30. Would end much earlier, and he could get the last train to Southampton at 11:30. Different story when it went past 10:30 and he needed staff to unclip his take-home seats. Hilarious moment when a man turned up halfway through Hangman versus MJF and said to the steward that he was a bit late. Halfway through the semi-main. And Rich goes on to say he had a pint on him as well. So he dallied at the bar. Oh my god. Gates of Agony ran past us for the ambush, but we had no idea who they were, so there you go. Plausible deniability. And as Joe alluded to here, on leaving, had some poor O2 organization. I've seen at other events. If you have a chair to take home, you get a wristband. They hold your arm up on the way out. No such system here. Kept being stopped and asked to see the ticket on the app, which is shit at the best. Oh my god! So you have to pull out your app and verify that you're a chair owner. Sucks. Yeah. So seems like lots of hassle here. Bit disoriented in the dark. So asked a man in a high vis where the stand was. He said it was a very long walk. He's asked these nice Uber drivers instead. Got my phone out for Uber app and he said you won't need it. Take to the blue car instead. It was very dodgy cabs. Okay, yeah. So they were okay. This doesn't seem great at all. For the O2 organization. Fun week and hotel now booked for Wembley 2026, which of course they did announce. So back to the big one. Thanks very much, Rich, for the report. I'm glad that puke missed you at the very least. But yeah, so the big news I suppose of the week was Wembley next year, back for All Out.
Yep.
And Manchester for a little pre-Crimbo Dynamite.
Oh yeah, baby.
So I'm looking forward to that. I have hotel and flight booked for that. I will be there. Can I see you boys there?
I'm going to Manchester.
You think about it all?
I probably won't be. Insufficient funds.
Okay, well, that's fair. That's fair. Tickets on pre-sale tomorrow, and we'll be going for the cheap seats. Mr. Khan.
It's a bit cheaper.
I'll be
for a bit cheaper than the obviously all in other paid views. So
I'll be at Wembo, and I will be at any further UK related British trips.
I'm interested because they're at the Co-op Live Arena, which is the newer
big one.
Manchester. 23,000, I think, is the full capacity. I'll be interested in the setup because I don't think they're going to do that much in Manchester. But if it's 10,000 or 12, 15,000, something, should be really good. And I love Manchester, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, Manchester's a fun city, so I'm looking forward to that. So some other bits of wrestling news here. While we're on it, we're obviously recording this during Clash in Paris. There was a thing earlier today where there was it was very, very weird, uncomfortable footage of Rhea Ripley being mobbed by a load of fans outside her hotel or getting into her Uber, I think it was. And that prompted yet another conversation about, of course, fan etiquette. But it reminded me, I did actually last week, I saw a TikTok, right, of this chap with his kid as well. And the caption was, all photos I got, I bumped into a bunch of AEW superstars. And they were all in their trackies. And all the photos were coincidentally taken sort of on the exact same street. So I don't think he bumped into them. I think it was someone who was quite obviously hotel camping and trying to act like he stumbled upon them all with their kind of with their caps down, all looking exhausted. I mean, this is so. And this is before you even talk about the fucking airport people with their books of trading cards and Funko Pops. I mean, I just don't know. I don't really know what the solution is to this, because I feel like appealing to fans to be normal. I feel like that ship has just sailed.
If I had one of those autograph people, I would just write "cunt" on every single thing they gave me and then give it back to them. So that's my signature. It's all right. I just would have no tolerance for that if I was a famous person. But the funny
thing is, if ever anything gets said to them at the airport, they go straight onto Reddit or whatever. And go, I just had an awful encounter with Jeff Hardy, who did not make eye contact with me when signing my
thing, isn't it?
And it's terrible. It's terrible. It's just completely ridiculous. So yeah, I just wanted to make a note of that. I mean, that's shitty.
The funny one that I've heard is that the Young Bucks have a good signature and a shit signature. Apparently, it was proper etiquette, proper meet and greet. They have the proper signatures, and if it's something like that, they just have a scrawl. That's what you get.
That's a good bit. That is a good bit. But yeah, be normal. I mean, everyone listens to this. You guys are fine. But I mean, the freak. I mean, I don't know. Well, I can't imagine just bringing your kid. That's so creepy as well. But yeah. Sticking with the wrestling news, did we all see the clip of Townie honoring Taz at the 2300 arena?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Taz.
I thought it was very well done. I thought it was very well. Talking about his wife working him, which was good stuff. We had Mama Hook out there. It was a lovely stuff.
Yeah. So, very nice. Very nice.
Good stuff. He looked quite moved, didn't he? He did look quite earnestly moved.
As he was wiping away the little orange and black tears.
But yeah, good. So yeah, he always does that stuff quite well. And I suppose the other big quote unquote wrestling story from the week was the whole Raja Jackson situation, which was quite nasty. I'm sure most people have seen it at this stage. I mean, it's kind of old news at this stage, but I mean, I don't know what we can say about it here a week later, other than what hasn't been said already.
Well, there was pictures today of the guy in recovery.
Oh, really? Okay.
Home, I believe, as we speak.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good.
He seems all right.
Because the the buzz kind of on Twitter and Blue Sky and Discord and stuff as it was happening was that there was a good chance that this guy had died, and that this fucking kid was
was on the
cusp of it. Which it seems like it seems like that wasn't even that farcical a stretch.
No, absolutely not.
The kind of, it's not the most important thing, but the kind of thing that struck me about this was that you saw the footage and it was awful, and you're like, oh my god, that's terrible, and it was like, oh, he's streaming himself on Kick, and then there was the footage of a Rampage finding out what happened in real time. He's also streaming himself on Kick. Then there's footage of Rampage in the car home calling someone who's with Raja, getting an update on where he is. And that was also, he was live streaming that himself. I was like, is this fucking family just streaming themselves on the internet 24/7? And I guess the answer to that is yes, they are. Because Kick, for those who don't know, was a Twitch alternative that was spawned when Twitch cracked down on like gambling content and predatory kind of like gambling content aimed at kids. So Kick is like backed by a lot of very shady like gambling websites, so they have money to burn. They sign Twitch streamers to like $100 million deals to use their site. It's a fucking extremely. So when I first saw all these Rampage clips and I saw it was on Kick specifically, it's like, oh, he must have billions of debt or something, and he's desperately trying to make money back any way he can. And then someone sent me a clip during the week of him doing Siamese boxing with Bob Sapp. So it's like, oh, he's broke. Yeah. Rampage is genuinely like doing like freak show fights for money now. But yeah, I mean, but absolutely bizarre situation, incredibly cynical 2025 reality check of a news story. Because you got the fucking like, if it ever does go to court, which I guess the guy is only just like conscious now, so I guess charges couldn't have been pressed up to this point. I mean, this guy better fucking hope it doesn't go to court, because there's like multi-camera 4K footage of him going, "Hey everyone, I'm about to do a premeditated assault and I mean it," directly into a camera. I mean, it's so bizarre. It's like straight out of a fucking dystopian movie or something about this guy just live streaming this whole thing. But yeah, ongoing story, and at least Stu is seemingly discharged and going to get back to life.
Fucking waiting for the update that this fella's been arrested.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think there's no
wait.
It is like an indictment on a further indictment of this world we're living in if this guy is just walking around.
I mean, an indictment of the world that this happened in the first place.
Yes, yeah,
and the egging on of the people who sit in these streams and get these people who are obviously not, Raja Jackson. I want to say, it is my opinion to say this man is probably not mentally
no
well, was being egged on and being called, you're a bitch, Raja. Oh
yeah, if you don't do this, it's incredibly nihilistic, and
it's dystopian.
It's very dystopian. It's very, very dystopian. And Rampage is, I mean, he got to defend his kid or whatever, but his initial thing, he's not a wrestler, he's a fighter. If this happened in a cage, you'd still be. If this happened in a cage, the ref would probably never work in the industry again, and the ref might even do jail time for negligence. I mean, there was no.
I'm not the biggest Rampage fan. I do, to an extent, though, understand his thing of his initial instinct to defend his son. I get that to an extent, but once you see the footage, it's like it's indefensible.
Yeah, so that's that story. Quite depressing.
So thank God your man is seemingly, I don't say okay, but on the mend.
But it certainly lived at the very least, which seemed like he might not do at some point. So
when I saw it the first time, I couldn't believe what I was saying.
It was shocking. It was because the first time I saw it was when Dave Meltzer called it one of the worst things he'd ever seen in a wrestling, and even with that build up,
absolutely,
I was like, it still shocked me. But anyway. We'll segue out of that to our features for the week. Do we have star ratings for FD?
We do.
And an accompanying fantasy update.
Yeah, we do. So only one match got the 5 stars. Any guesses which one? If you don't already, don't.
I don't know, but I would guess the cage.
It is the cage, so we had 10 wrestlers getting a bonus. I will clarify again, I don't have the Collision points in. I only watched Collision right before the Arsenal match today, and so Arsenal-Liverpool, so I'm a little bit behind. I do know that Joe's team did very well on Collision. He had an FTR win.
Yeah, Daniel Garcia win.
Daniel Garcia win. So I think the Fantasy League, as we come into the final third of the year, has kind of taken on another story, right? Another storyline. So initially it was Barry and Paul, and then Joe a little bit behind. Now it's Barry, and who's going to finish second out of Paul or Joe? Because the last few weeks, I mean, admittedly Collision is not in the books. If off memory, Joe would have got 12 points from Collision, and I think I would have got 4 for a hologram win. So we're talking about Joe
and Tony.
And Tony. So Joe with 4 points more than me. So if you consider that, so the last 5 weeks, Joe has beaten me by about 30 points. So it's that gap is starting to close. So I Okay, I don't have the collision points in yet, as discussed, but pre-collision, the points were Joe on 586, Paul on 673, and Barry on 809. So does look like Barry's gonna. Although Barry's biggest hitter or second biggest hitter for a while.
Yeah, the Osprey thing remains weird though, because now it seems like he's really definitively off. But they hammered it so thoroughly on Dynamite that once again I'm like, I think I might just keep him anyway. I don't know. My recent trade of Nick Wayne, that blew up in my face though, because he's out now. So
well, we don't know for how long realistically though. It seems like the kind of injury that wrestlers can kind of, I don't say work through. Why does he broke his foot or something? So that can be, depending on the severity, that could be relatively quick or relatively long. I do have a trade to make though.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Because of this Joe Paul battle, which I foresee, I would, because I'm looking towards like at a trend, and I'm seeing within a month, by the end of September, if we don't change anything here, it could be that Joe is within 50.
Mm-hmm.
And, that gives me a bit of the heebie-jeebies. Especially this, I think one of the clever trades of this year has been bringing in FTR for Joe. Because when they wrestle and they win, it's an 8-point show minimum,
Yep.
So, clever. So the scuttlebutt is that also Swerve Strickland is out and has had a surgery and might be out for a little while. So I'm wondering, do I move on Swerve, or do I take one of the other ones out? Because for me, it's either. You guys,
Darby Allin. You don't need him.
Well, you guys, maybe more specifically Barry, since Joe and myself are in direct competitions. I'm kind of on the fence between Swerve due to the injury. And that's kind of might be the way I'm leaning. But I'm feeling like Lashley is one that I think has maybe peaked as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I'll tell you what I will do, though. So I have 2 transfers left for the rest of the year. Joe also has 2 left, and Barry has 4 left. I will transfer out, and I might regret it, but AEW do love the Vegas analogies and Vegas imagery. So I am going to roll the dice.
Oh.
And I'm going to drop Swerve Strickland.
Okay.
So he goes back into the pool, and I am going to pick up a wrestler which was on one of your teams previously. And I'm going to grab Mox.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Moxley for Swerve.
Okay,
that's a good trade.
I was thinking about bringing in Moxley, but I almost didn't want to do it because I got rid of him. You know what I mean? It's almost like, I want to use 2 transfers because I already did that with MJF as well. Like, I got rid of him and came back. So I still think it was right to drop him before he lost the belt and missed those points and stuff. But yeah.
I mean, your team is trending well.
Yeah, I've got an eye on transfers, but we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, if my 2 that would be looked at would be Swerve and Lashley, I have to assume for you, it's Kyle O'Reilly, and I mean, I would have sent Garcia. It looks like they're going to start doing something with Garcia.
You might get something
off Collision.
Yeah, Kyle O'Reilly's not too.
No, he's not doing too badly. But
Mark Briscoe has been the big.
Claudio, I think Claudio is one of your biggest.
Yeah, he was one of the
underachievers based on last year.
Yeah, much.
But that's where we got in terms of Forbidden Door. By the way, Barry got more points than 2 of us combined. More on that next week. Barry with a 68, and I was 32, and Joe was 33. So, well. So that's your fantasy update. Of course, if you guys have any trades that you want to make at any point, don't hesitate to reach out. We do have a quick Wordl-ow as well.
Ooh.
Play a quick game.
Yes, absolutely. Celebrate the big man being back, of course.
Of course. So we did play a game, just Joe and myself. That was a very good one as well. Frankie Kazarian was the answer. Very, very tricky. We didn't get there in the end. So I have a mystery wrestler chosen here. We have their first letter of their name, their age, their build, height, and weight per Wikipedia, and their TV debut year. So you can guess the wrestler, and I will tell you for each of those criteria whether you are up or down from each of those numbers or letters. And you have 6 guesses.
Okay. Just going to write it down.
Yeah, get the old notepad open.
Get me notepad open.
And remember, Barry, you're out. You've been out for a while, but it is always an active rest.
Yes, active rest.
Hang on, Steve. Yeah, right, wait. First letter and
Age and TV debut.
Got it. I do. I'm going to throw one out there.
Go on.
Luchasaurus.
Oh, very good.
I know he's big, but if someone's bigger than him, that'd be very revealing. But he's also in the middle of the alphabet.
Mm-hmm.
Age-wise, he's not too old. 30.
He's 30. He's debuted like what? Lucha Underground like 10 years ago or some shit like that, probably at this stage.
Yeah.
That's a good one, man.
Yeah, happy with that?
Yeah. Let's go Luchasaurus.
Okay, I was curious whether his Wikipedia page would be titled Luchasaurus or Kill Switch or something else, but it is Luchasaurus.
I googled Luchasaurus to see the same thing, and I've just seen a picture of him with his mask off.
Ah,
yes, that's ruined it. That's ruined the business for me.
He's also not really a dinosaur.
What?
No.
That's the thing.
That is the thing. Okay, so Luchasaurus, birth name Austin Mattelson, is 40 years old.
Wow.
It's 40, so not 65 million.
Oh, no, boo.
We are looking for someone younger than the Luchasaurus. His build height is only 6'5". I would have thought he would have been built higher, as taller than that. We are looking for somebody shorter than 6'5".
Younger,
275. 275. We're looking for somebody lighter than that. And Luchasaurus, first letter L. We're looking for a letter later in the alphabet. And I'm going to give you as his TV debut, Lucha Underground, 2016. So we are looking for somebody who debuted more recently.
Ooh.
Okay, looking for a youngster. A smaller youngster, recent debut, later than L.
Okay. So really, I think, okay, so we need to narrow down the name and the debut are really the...
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of someone who debuted like during the pandemic, because then it's like, that could narrow it down to either like 2016 to 2019, or it's going to be 2020 to 2025, right?
Yeah, and I'm also thinking like letter wise. Do we want to split the different between? Let's go like kind of in the middle between L and Z. So,
yeah,
so like we're talking about maybe RS thereabouts.
RS, yeah. Who's new?
What about Swerve Strickland? He's younger than 40. He's shorter than 6'5". He's lighter than 270. S after L, and he also would have been Lucha Underground TV debut. I
think that would have debuted before 2016.
Yeah, actually,
yeah.
Because he wasn't like an original Lucha Underground guy. It's probably would have been close to 20. Actually, I wouldn't be super confident on that. That might get us another ballpark of letters, or a ballpark of like narrow those windows a little bit.
Yeah, I think. Surely, if anyone AEDub or what's her name? Nah, I don't think of anyone with later in the alphabet. Steve, Scott,
This is very late in the alphabet. I don't know if actually, I'm not sure, by the way, if we count women in this feature. I was going to say we could also do Willow Nightingale.
Willow.
She would meet all the criteria. Younger, shorter, lighter, later letter, more recent debut. I don't think she was on telly before AEW.
Yeah, she must be pretty recent. Yeah,
let's go Willow. Paul will take a punt on Willow.
Willow Nightingale. Okay. Willow Nightingale. Willow's age. Never ask a woman her age.
Never ask a woman her age.
She is 31.
Okay.
So we are looking for somebody younger.
Younger again. Wow.
Okay.
Build height 5'6". We are looking for somebody shorter than Willow.
Wow.
Okay.
Build weight. I feel even worse than knowing this about a lady. 183.
Okay.
We are looking for somebody lighter than Willow.
Wow. Okay.
First letter is a big dub. We are looking for an earlier letter in the alphabet.
Okay.
And Willow debuted on TV. AEW Dark Elevation. We'll count that.
Sure.
2021 against Thunder Rosa. That is a match.
Okay. So we're looking for a small youngster who debuted in 2021 between L and W.
I think it's got to be a woman, right? There's no...
Yeah.
Who's with the under 5'6", 180? Possible,
Sky Blue.
That's one I was thinking. Sky Blue. Who else is in the women's division?
For some reason, I think this is a guess. I feel like she probably debuted in like proper empty arena pandemic times, but I still think she'd narrow our range down certainly. So I'm happy to go with her if you want for a
So young, yeah. No,
we'll go young.
Is she like 25?
She's only like 25, 26. I remember when she debuted, she was like a bit of a young kind of prodigy type. Paul, we'll go Sky Blue for number 3 here.
Number 3, Sky Blue. Okay, so Sky Blue. Real name, Sky Blue. No, real name.
Sky Debecki or something?
Sky Dolecki. Sky Blue is 25.
Wow.
Sky Blue is 5'2". Sky Blue is 110 pounds.
Wow.
Sky Blue's letter is an S, obviously. And she debuted in the year 2021. It's a match.
There we go.
Oh, what a performance. Got it in 3.
There you go, guys. Yeah, masterclass to go with the Willow pick.
Yes.
Yeah.
First time we've guessed a lady when the answer was actually a lady. So there you go.
Oh, tremendous.
Well done, Joe. Thank you very much.
Change it up. Go with one of the women.
Thank you very much, Paul, for another banging Wordl-ow. They're all playing
because he came back now.
Yeah,
we
exactly. We invoked him. We will head into more Dynamite for AEW coverage here with the debut show from the 2300 Arena, the former Nua Alhambra, the former The Arena, I believe it was called for a little while, and of course, most famously, the ECW Arena.
Bingo Hall.
The Bingo Hall, the infamous Bingo Hall. Opened up with a Cope and Cage FTR face-off. The FTR were out hounding Paul Turner about the pay-per-view. Cope and Cage, they did some kind of distraction thing where Cope came out and then Cage laid out
Stone behind.
Yeah. So he
gave him the
unprettier. Yeah. And so they bailed and they started bantering on the mic, and Cope didn't want Christian to mention the dead dad, but he did it anyway, and everyone cheered. So
I cheered.
That was a good enough bit. They made it official there. They're facing them at All Out, September 20th in Toronto. Yes, there you go. This is a fine, functional bit of business here.
Yes. I mean, like I said, I still like Christian doing the heel shtick, but as a face, I hear you have a father. Oh, I love it. I love the week before where he was talking about he was doing the shut up while I can talk to my business stuff. Still as a heel. Tremendous. The man is a god.
Yeah, he's great. And as you mentioned earlier, he's maintaining kind of his actual character. He hasn't dropped it for the sake of this team.
Also, let me just throw one thing out here is that Copeland looks more and more every time I see him like Stephen Lang from Avatar.
It's getting
I can't unsee it.
Big mech to walk around in.
He looks exactly like him.
The opening contest of the evening was Moxley defeating Daniel Garcia in a great match. This is a barn burner match. I thought the ultimate testament to how good this was the poor Garcia came out and he got nothing. He got nothing coming out. I mean, it was a sad state of affairs. And this is in a real hardcore wrestling town and a hardcore wrestling building. But by the end, I mean, they were tearing the house down. And the fans, I feel like they actually believed in a Garcia upset here, which I think is a high compliment for the for that.
Right. Yeah, very, very good. Very good.
So yeah, he got all frustrated when he lost. So I guess we're still kind of maybe teasing he might. I think they're teasing that he might turn. I don't feel like I don't feel like they're explicitly saying he will, but I feel like they're planting a little bit of a seed here with him. Wheeler Yuta took the mic after the break and he was berating everyone, and out came Hook with he said, "Oh, Okada-san, you've destroyed your aura with new music. Well, hold my beer, sir." He came out with some, I don't know what the fuck this new music was.
It's the music that was playing over the Hook is Coming vignettes. I'm in two minds. I'm not going to dismiss it immediately.
I am.
That's fair. I don't know. I think musically it's okay. But then you have like crooning over the top of it, which I'm not sure about.
I thought they had like changed the gimmick or something, but he came out looking exactly the same. Like I don't.
Yeah, come out doing the same walk. Like the Action Bronson song worked really well. I'm not saying this is the reason, but wrestling has been this petty in the past. I mean, Action Bronson had some like not super positive things to say about them. So I wonder, are they getting away from Googling? Do wrestling people do care about this? If you Google Action Bronson AEW, and he didn't say anything salacious. He just said there were weird vibes there, and he wasn't very positive about it. But whatever. I also think the Hook signal is lame.
That's a bit of a, I don't know where
because he's Taz's son, and he comes out in a vest, and he's got this swagger about him. He does have a swagger about him. He's got this kind of tough guy facade, and he just has a fucking Johnny Gargano I like comic books entrance video. I don't think it works at all.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I'll throw in that Wheeler Yuta is an awful promo as well.
That's harsh, but fair enough.
I don't buy anything he says, which is, I mean, a shame when you have some people who are so good elsewhere at this show. Wheeler Yuta is like NXT, month one, and he's great otherwise. I like Yuta's look. I like his wrestling. I don't buy anything he says otherwise.
That's fair.
Never do.
You got your kind of standard MJF, I'm bloody and sweaty and I'm screaming at the camera about my pay-per-view match thing. I'm kind of over MJF.
He's better than Yuta, I'll give him that.
Well, yeah, no, this was not a bad promo at all. I'm just kind of over the whole shtick, to be honest. But anyway, Chris Statlander and Harley Cameron defeated Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. With Statlander pinning, tapping out Ford with her new thing that I'm not sure what she calls it, her new submission thing. Megan blindsided Statlander afterwards, and this was the background where yet another Willow comes out and looks at the Statlander segment.
This was very strange.
Yes.
Willow came out, not for the save, not to do anything, just to stand there.
Yeah, it was very odd. I think we said this before I left a few weeks ago. It's like, it's time to just do whatever you're going to do with these two. It is time to just do it.
Yeah. Agreed.
Monet came out and did her latest kind of I'm celebrating having all these belts thing. I tell you what I liked about this, right? Because the running joke in AEW is that whenever someone comes out for an interview, they always get interrupted, and it's really it's trite, it's boring. I like a little norm restoring that she did have the segment and she just did her thing and that was just the end of it. I did appreciate that.
Yeah.
Good promo. She talked about wanting to break Ultimo Dragon's 10 belt thing. She made fun of Alex Windsor for saying her name that way. And she talked about how her husband was dancing on Monet, and if she wants, she'll put him in a hospital bed next to him, which was a good line, I thought. So yeah, there you go. So they're going with
I mean, one of the four pillars of AEW showed up here as well. Renee, are you stupid or are you dumb?
Yeah.
Which pops me every time. I love that, man.
It's the new Tony cut the shit. You know, it's
100%. 100%.
Love Money. So yeah, they are doing Money in Windsor this coming Wednesday, which will probably be pretty good. I've enjoyed Windsor so far. Mark Briscoe, shut up! I got a new baby. Take a look at my baby. Here it is, my baby.
Take this.
Yeah, he's hands it off.
Take this low.
This child must have literally just been born. This is a very small little baby he has.
Tiny baby. It's called Max. It's called Maxwell.
It's very funny. Very cute.
Maxwell Jacob Briscoe.
He hands off this baby and he talks about the MJF thing. So you know he's staying in the mix, but he's also he called out his longtime rival Kyle Fletcher as well. So I don't know. He said in a few weeks. I don't know if that's Wednesday. I don't think it's this coming Wednesday.
No, they did a thing on Collision where he's going to face one of the Don Callis family, and if he wins that, then he gets a shot.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, they are, of course, in this building, by the way, the ECW Arena, for a couple of weeks, doing a little residency here. So, Takeshita, Okada, Hechicero, and Josh Alexander defeated Jet Speed and Brodito in your weekly fun multi-man tag. I thought it was good crack. Notable things here. I think two notable things. We had more Okada, Takeshita. Not on the same page, eyeing each other up, and you had Riccaboni on commentary. He did a good job talking about the G1 winner and maybe the greatest G1 wrestler ever. So this is, dissension within a team is like one of the most overdone things ever. But I think this is really interesting because this is like, pun not intended with Takeshita, but this is like, okay, we're both very credible alphas in this team, but of course there can only be one. So I feel like there's a real believability to the idea that I know they're both heels and they're dastardly and Don Callis is their manager, but these guys would not be friends. These guys would absolutely not want to be outshone by the other. So, baby, I feel like this will be a slow burn though. I feel like they're not going to do this like next pay-per-view.
No, but this is the thing. It's a different kind of dissension, right? It's like putting their, wiping their dicks on the table, dick measuring.
Yes.
Basically.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm the bigger star than you. Oh, who the fuck are you? And when Takeshi hit the close out to the corner, and when Connor went for it, Takeshi just whipped your man out of the corner. Oh, great. And then hit him with a big Larry as well. Oh, tremendous.
Alexander got the pin, which is interesting. He pinned Bailey. So there you go.
Yeah, and he got a pin on Collision as well, so they're giving him a bit of a
pushy, which is good. I like him.
Pushy.
We had Adam Page doing promo. This was there was a Will Ospreay video package earlier. We had Money referencing him, and then we had Adam Page coming out. He's alive, lads. He's alive. Yeah. Like this is why I was like, because I do think he's legitimately going to be out for a while. They were hammering it so much on this show that I'm half expecting, like in the next page.
It's a Rollins thing, is it?
Yeah. Now I don't think I think this guy's been injured forever. I mean, he's constantly just gutting through things, Anyway, so addressed MJF, talked about the 7-day notice you now need to give for to quote unquote cash in his gauntlet yoke. And there you go. Out comes Don Callis, and he talks about how you got your first title from me, but it was because I had a weakling defending it against you, which is funny. So they all descend on the ring. Out comes Kenny Omega to make the save. And so they did a buckshot lariat V-trigger combo to Archer.
The good old days.
So yeah, maybe we're teasing going back here. I think that'd be fun. For these two to reunite. Also,
Omega came out here fully clean shaven. I don't know if that's Street Fighter related or what it was. But he looked like Zandig here.
With the jeans?
With the jeans and the clean shaven and the the hair. Enjoyed this. Although there was a little element of Callis came out and then the family came out, but it was the geeks.
Yes, yeah.
It wasn't the fucking big alpha Japanese wrestlers. It was Rocky Romero and Lance Archer and Josh Alexander and Hechicero. So you knew they were going to get flattened.
We got the Ops defeating Ricochet and GOA. It is good fun, basic match. For the most part. Finish was the notable thing here. Ricochet climbed the ropes for a dive. MVP, who is not at Forbidden Door, smashed him with the cane and shoved him off the top rope. With Joe then locking in the Coquina clutch. So Ricochet taking the pin, which is interesting. And so I guess we're going to do Hurt Syndicate, Ricochet, GOA.
Was it on Dynamite or was it on Collision? I loved when MVP was like, I wasn't at Forbidden Door because Ricochet ratted on me to the customs.
That's funny. That was Collision, I guess, because I didn't see that.
That was good.
And that led us to our main event, which was Darby Allin defeating Claudio Castagnoli.
Yeah.
The Falls Count Anywhere match that started in the back. I absolutely loved this match.
Yes.
This was Claudio just murdering this man for like 20 minutes, basically.
The spot of the show was the press slam onto the announce table, which is something that is like a power fancy I've had every time someone has their like phone in the cinema. Now I have an image in my head where I'm like, oh my god, let me just fucking throw them through an announce table. Tremendous. I mean, I think I watched that clip about 10 times since it happened. Loved it.
It's great, and they replayed it a lot. They made the most of it. This just did a bunch of Darby jumping off the truss. I mean, they just did all kinds of they did so much crazy stuff. But this match was also not that long either. It was just one of those matches where everything they did really hit hard. It was really great stuff. I was trying to think what was the finish here.
Coffin drops.
2 vicious coffin drops here, says the write-up. And Darby did get the win. Gabe Kidd came out, so I guess he's still just hanging around.
I think he's fight. I don't know if he said wrestling, but he called out Darby for a fight on Collision for this week. So I gave it Darby get into it this week.
The Death Riders pounced, but Darby Allin was basically able to just escape. The story of the show here, I think I forgot to mention this with the Yuta promo earlier, is that Darby wants Mox at All Out, and they're right now saying no. I mean, I obviously I would expect that match to happen, but the story is that Mox is not doing it. So there you go. That was a really, really strong debut edition in the ECW arena, I thought. How was Collision?
Collision was decent. Joe, did you watch any of Collision? No? Yes?
I don't joke in here.
Sorry, I was on mute. What a noob. I did flick through it. I watched, only enjoyed the women's main event.
Yes.
I thought that was really good. What was it? Decent Daniel Garcia match beating...
against Vanilla Biscuit, Blake Christian.
Vanilla Biscuit, yeah, that was pretty good. Not too much to...
Yeah, we'll breeze through it here. Garcia beat Blake, and then... actually, at the start of the match, Moxley came out and whispered in his ear something. And then they're doing another match with Moxley on Dynamite. Or sorry, on Collision next week, so that'll be good. Look forward to that. Kyle Fletcher and Josh Alexander defeated Ishii and Kyle O'Reilly. This was Alexander got the pin again with the pile driver. They're teasing not necessarily dissension, but a little bit of Roderick Strong's really into the conglomeration, but Kyle O'Reilly is kind of in the middle, and so it's kind of getting pulled in both directions. So where's that could end up with? Tekla and Jamie Hayter were brawling in the car park.
Oh, yeah.
We would see Tekla again later in the show, but not Hayter, weirdly enough. Hologram beat Jay Lethal, and then they're teasing. I guess there's something about this on the pre-show, the pay-per-view. I haven't seen this, but there's like a glitch in Hologram's algorithm, is what they kept saying.
Yes.
Which meant like the arena lights turned red, and the screen came on with all the hologram code, and it was like error. Log in, clone activated, and then there's like an evil hologram. So I don't know where that's from.
Yeah. Can I draft evil hologram? Is that
preemptively draft evil hologram? Sure.
I mean, no, but is it like a separate?
Oh, that's an interesting thing, because if he's a version of hologram, do I get both holograms? Because I have holograms.
If he wrestles himself.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
He'll have to cross that bridge when we come to it. Alex Windsor beat Ashley Vox in 1 minute. FTR, JD Drake and Adam Priest, actually quite a good match. FTR got the win, of course. And then did a promo that they're going to take out Copeland Cage at all out. Sammy Guevara joining Los Facción Ingobernables from the Ring of Honor pay-per-views. He's in that group now, which I think is actually a good fit for him, to be honest. Big Bill beat Juice Robinson due to Brian Keith distraction. And then the main event, as Joe mentioned, Tony Storm, Mina, and Queen Amanada against Billy Starks, Julia Hart, Sky Blue. Mina won with the glamorous driver on Starks, and then Tekla ran in and the Triangle of Madness beat up all the baby faces and stood tall as the show went off the air with no Jamie Hayter interference, which is strange because she was fighting Tekla earlier in the show. I don't know where she was. That was it. It was a decent little show.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy.
Sorry, one thing we forgot to talk about in the news was Stephanie McMahon advertising a VPN to get around the ESPN deal WWE just did. See that?
That's an interesting one. But Barry, I just want to talk about our podcast sponsor here for ChairShot Podcast, Piracy.
Oh, yeah. My Plex are sponsoring the
torrents and download and don't pay WWE a single red cent.
Also just don't waste your fucking hard drive space on it either. It's like, it's bad.
Pirate it anyway and then don't even watch it.
Yeah, just on the hope that they might lose some money by you seeding it for someone else.
Yeah.
And if you have friends who watch it, pirate it for them.
Yeah. Teach your friends.
Slap them for watching it.
What you do, upload a best of Tekla versus Amanata and 3-hour file and then call it like Survivor Series 2025 or something. Just trick people into downloading
that. Let's talk about some other non-wrestling entertainment now. Who's seen a movie? Who has seen a motion picture this week?
I got a couple of your movies to cover off. I finally got around to seeing Barbarian. The horror movie, what was made by the bloke, what's done that new one that's out.
Weapons.
And I was like, should I go and see that? No, I'll watch the one he did 3 years ago. Let me catch up with that. And in 3 years, I can watch Weapons. So I watched Barbarian, which you both probably raved about a few years ago. Did you both?
It's very good.
Yeah. Horror, but in a very kind of unusually done way, I would describe it. Yeah. It's not, has a bit of a twist sort of halfway through, which I enjoyed. But yeah, I thought I would say it was like a really smart kind of film. It was a little bit on the nose, some of the themes and some of the things the characters come out with, but it was just done in a bit more of a kind of sly-handed way, a bit more thoughtful than your average sort of horror movie. So I really thought it was quite funny as well.
The bit where they show the like staircase going down into the darkness, that actually had like my heart pumping quite quickly.
Yeah. So it's very much scary thing hiding in a house type movie, but done in a nice way. And I really enjoyed the opening kind of tense sequence. It's basically Bill Skarsgård is in it, and he is staying in an Airbnb, and Georgina Campbell, I think it's a British actress, turns up, and she's also booked it. And so there's a bit of a tension of, oh, did he really book it? Did she really book it? Is this really good? And then it goes into a different direction. But I enjoyed it. So yes, I would recommend if you're a horror fan, you haven't checked that out, definitely worth a go. And the only other thing, we went to a screening on Thursday of a documentary that came out many years ago called Mistaken for Strangers, which is a kind of tour/concert movie about the band The National, except it's not. So it's actually more about the brother of the lead singer, who's this kind of so the lead singer of The National is this guy called Matt Berninger, who's very kind of a very good front man, very kind of unique style, singing and performance style. He has a brother, a much younger brother, and this is kind of the point in the movie. His brother's like 9 years younger than him. So the brother was always kind of like the little kid in the family and stuck out a bit of a sore thumb. But he invites his brother onto a tour, a year-long tour that the National are doing. And he's like, okay, you can come along and be on the road crew and also like make a movie. And this brother is like a John Belushi character. Like he's kind of like a sort of slightly chubby, putsy version of Matt Berninger. Like, and he's very funny. And he's making this film. And again, this is, I forget when it was. It was like 2014 or 2015, I think. It was 10 years ago. But it's very, very funny to the point where I hadn't seen it before. Michelle had seen it before. She wanted to kind of go and see it again. I hadn't seen it before. I'm watching it. I thought it was a mockumentary because it's so funny and so silly. I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. It's like a comedy thing. They're not really making a documentary. So I'm sat there like, oh, okay, yeah, this is pretty good. And I was like, it's very funny. We're laughing at it. And it got a very sweet ending about him and his brother kind of building this sort of relationship as adults that they couldn't really have as kids because of the age gap. And then, so the reason we went to see it was actually after it was a Q&A with Matt Berninger because he's doing a solo tour here at the moment. So he came out afterwards and did like an hour-long Q&A. And the first thing he talked about with like the compare was like, oh yeah, no, it's not like nothing was constructed. It was completely real. And I was like, wait a minute. So when Michelle was asking me afterwards, like, oh, what did you think of it? I was like, well, I spent the whole thing sitting there watching it thinking it was a mockumentary. So my opinion is completely like colored by that. So I couldn't really give an assessment on it, but it was a very enjoyable, very, very kind of enjoyable film. Even if you're not a fan of the band, it's not really about the band and their music. It's about this kind of story of like these two brothers. One who's a not very famous rock star, but quite a famous rock star. And one who's a kind of slight putsy sort of wannabe filmmaker who lives in Cincinnati. So yeah, really, really, really good. Really enjoyed that. So if you see that about, definitely check it out. Mistaken for Strangers.
That's good. I saw a horror film starring Alison Brie and Dave Franco called Together. Another kind of buzzy, Joe alluded to weapons. They're another kind of, buzzy horror film of the year. From I think a first-time director, Michael Shanks, I think it is. He's done some shorts and stuff, but this is a very odd genre mishmash because it's about kind of a couple that have been going out for a couple of years. Relationships kind of struggling a little bit. She gets a career opportunity that causes them both to kind of upend their lives and go live in this nice house and kind of like they don't say what state it is, but kind of kind of isolated in the woods near a small town where she teaches, and he kind of just has to go along with it because she kind of has a career and he doesn't. So their relationship's kind of stagnating, and then as a result of them moving to the woods and stumbling upon a certain thing in the woods I won't spoil, they develop a sort of weird body horror bonding experience where their bodies are sort of drawn to each other and are trying to fuse to each other in grotesque ways that I won't spoil here. So it is very much about the romance dynamic between the two of them as well as all the body horror, but it is also like, it's not just like funny in places. I think it is explicitly like a horror comedy as well. It is like a horror rom-com in a weird way that is also quite grotesque. I mean, it doesn't quite hit the levels of like the substance, but it's pretty grotesque. It is pretty grotesque in parts. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. From a first-time director, I thought it was really good. Lots of really good, gross kind of effects. A lot of practical, a decent amount of CG, but CG looked good. And I thought the two central performances from obviously the real life husband and wife were very good, and kind of carried that element of the story quite well. So yeah, thumbs up on that. Thumbs up on Together. If people were looking for another a spooky film to watch. I'm trying to think, actually, have I, since I was last on, I think I did. Did I talk about Bring Her Back? Did I talk about that?
I don't recall. Let's check the
Oh no, sorry, no, I didn't actually. Yeah, so this is because I watched this a couple of days before the wedding. And Eyes Wide Shut. Wow, I have two other films to talk about here. Bring Her Back is the latest film from the Aussies who did Talk to Me, the buzzy kind of A24 film from a couple of years ago. Very good. Again, bring her back. I would say, right, on this, we talk about Together. So, that's, if you're a bit squeamish, I think, you might find bits of Together kind of unpleasant, but I don't think it's especially noteworthy. I found parts of Bring Her Back extremely difficult to watch, and I consider my tolerance for these things very high. It is very grotesque, and it's not, because it's also not kind of sci-fi like Together or The Substance, and it's not kind of farcical like Terrifier. Bring Her Back has some grotesque stuff in it that is disgustingly kind of real and gritty in a very unpleasant way. It's also quite tense. It's also got quite an interesting story to the center of it. I think if people liked Talk to Me a few years ago, I think you will enjoy Bring Her Back quite a bit. But I would say it is extremely grotesque in parts, and I would advise caution on it. But it is very good. It is very, very good. I also watched Eyes Wide Shut for the first time. The final film of Stanley Kubrick. I thought it was quite good. I didn't love it. But I thought it was quite good. I kind of had picked up bits and pieces of it over the years, kind of via osmosis. It's a very infamous film, but I really enjoyed it. It also feels kind of weird because it's like a filmmaker you kind of associate with a certain era, and obviously he died right on kind of almost like the cusp of these two eras, didn't he? So it feels kind of weird watching a sort of somewhat modern feeling film with like Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise in it, but it's filmed by Kubrick. It's just, it's like watching it's like watching British Bulldog in the Attitude Era. It just feels odd. It's just like these things shouldn't go together. But it's good. It's good. I know people kind of speculate that it doesn't really feel like one of his films because he died while it was in post production in the studio. I was like, I think it does. I feel like it's a perfectly Kubrickian feeling film, and I enjoyed it. Quite a bit. So yeah, those are my films. Three thumbs up across the board there for all of those. Telly. Who's watched some telly?
That's me. Oh no, I have somewhere. I forgot I did one. I finished. I can't mention this. I finished Too Much. The new
Lena Dunham thing. Yeah,
new Lena Dunham series is set in London. So I kind of reviewed it a few weeks ago, but we finished it now. I thought it was quite a fun show. It's not a sort of like, I don't know, perceptive or kind of zeitgeisty as Goals was. It's kind of a bit more sort of, I don't know, run of the mill, but it was enjoyable. I do like the characters. I thought the kind of London stuff was pretty good generally. Not too many sort of red flags of Paddington Bear London. It's sort of quite realistic. The resolution felt a bit rom-com-y, but okay. But yeah, I would recommend if you like Girls, if you like Lena Dunham generally, I thought it was decent. It sort of was definitely worth a watch. And I enjoyed Will Sharp, who plays the kind of love interest. He's very good. He was, of course, the tour guide in A Real Pain. And he's very good in this as well.
Yes.
So I found it funny enough. It is a little bit that kind of, the main character being a little bit sort of, you kind of wonder why do you tolerate this person? Because she doesn't really do any much like to earn the audience's kind of love or endearment. But she's also quite engaging at the same time. I think the actress is very engaging. So, yeah, I don't know. It was good. I kind of wonder where they go if they're going to do a second series of it, because they didn't leave much room for that. But we'll see. But yeah, it's good. It's quite good.
I watched season 17 of Taskmaster.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. This was the one that starred a bit of Irish representation. Joanne McNally.
We're on this one.
Are you familiar with her, Barry?
Yes. Yeah, McNally. Yeah.
Joan McNally, who I think she hosts a podcast with Vogue Williams.
Pedophile. That's all.
Oh, there you go. Joan McNally, John Robbins, Nick Mohammed, Sophie Whelan, and Steve Pembo. So I wasn't sure about this when I started watching it. I obviously like Steve Pemberton quite a bit from the Inside Renee show, which Joe and myself are big fans of. I thought it was excellent. I really, really liked it. I really, really liked the 5 contestants. And then I thought the tasks were right up a lot of their alleys, especially like anything with any creativity at play. Pemberton is obviously such a great creative mind, was able to come up with some really interesting, fun stuff. I think Nick Mohammed was very funny in it. Also, how bad he was for some of them. I mean, the image of him strapped to a bed, but like lying face down with the like camp bed on his back, going, "I think I've done this one wrong," had me howling. Thought McNally was very funny. John Robbins at first, I kind of had a hard time getting on with him. I thought he was like a little bland by the end. I quite enjoyed his deadpan kind of style. And Sophie Willan, again, so crap that it was like really funny.
Yeah.
She reminded me a bit of, what was the lady from, was it season 11 or 12? Let me pull it up here. Love. What was the her name? Something Love.
Judy Love?
Judy Love. Same kind of like attitude, but like so crap. That is like really funny. So yeah, really, really enjoyed it. So 18 is next, and 18 is the last season I have not watched. So we'll see how that goes. And I have to watch the New Year's treat from just this last one.
Yeah.
And then I'll be fully caught up for season 20, which starts, Joe, in a little under 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, very excited. Decent lineup.
Yeah. But season 17, I gotta say, I thought it was a banger. I loved it.
Yeah, pretty good so far. We've got a couple left, but it was good. Good mix.
Paul, did you watch the most recent South Park?
I haven't. I'm too busy.
Well, good news. Fucking sucks. So.
Oh no, they're back to.
Well,
something,
let me pitch this episode to you. It's Townie.
Say no more.
Townie and Randy Marsh. I was writing a review for this one on Serialized, which is like the TV letterbox thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, it kind of really hit me as I was watching. I was like, because I'm missing several. I'm like half a dozen seasons. You've obviously seen all of it, but I've watched like the first like 14, 15, and then I've watched like the last 2, and I took a chunk out there. I think I realized, what really turned me off the show is when Randy Marsh became like when this show had like a pivot from Bart to Homer, which was obviously a great move. When the show came like 50% about Randy Marsh, like, oh, that sucks. Oh, he's the character that's like hyper fixated on stuff, and so he becomes the stand-in for whatever Parker and Stone, like, they're getting high and playing Guitar Hero. He's playing Guitar Hero. I'm like I hate that character. I've hated that character other than when he was like a boring dad in the first like 2 seasons. So it's Townie and Randy Marsh, and they are trying to save Tegrity Farms. There are the boys are not in it at all. There are no children characters in it at all. It's just them. And they, second half of it, they are trying to lobby Trump. And if you thought after the first episode, which we both liked, that 3 episodes in, it would just be that he has a small cock and he fucks Satan. If you thought that's what it was going to be, that is what it is. So it's them trying to save the farm, and they go to Trump, and he's got a little dick, and that's, I mean, it sucked, that episode.
I've not watched it.
So there you go. I mean, they're still doing ChatGPT stuff, which some of that was okay. They're some of their lampooning of that is all right, but I mean, oh my god, I mean, it just you couldn't. In fact, you couldn't ask ChatGPT to design an episode I would like less.
I mean, I don't dislike Randy Marsh to the extent you do, but I do agree that he is nowhere near as funny a character as they think he is.
Yes, yeah. Which is often my big problem with South Park, for as much good stuff as they've done over the years. My main problem with it is that sometimes you're watching it, and they obviously think what this premise for an episode they have is so funny. And if you don't enjoy it in the first 30 seconds, buddy, you are not going to like this episode or possibly the next 2 or 3 episodes.
The Tegrity Farms thing has never worked for me.
Never worked for me at all. And I don't think most people like it. I don't know anyone who's said that that's like one of their favorite things they ever did to the show. But alas, I did finish Always Sunny season 17, which now that's a show that's still on top. 10 episodes. Really great conclusion. Very good stuff. And the theme of the season was very much for a show that's been on for nearly 20 years. Or I guess literally 20 years. 2005 it debuted. this season they did a lot of explicitly, we're going to revisit certain concepts we've done before in a kind of nodding and winking and knowing, glancing way, which I actually thought was quite, and to do that is quite risky because you kind of run in the risk of acknowledging that you're kind of retreading old ground. But they go back to these concepts and they redo them with kind of a different sense than they had several years ago. Like they've done an episode before where the gang are in a focus group for a movie. And it's quite a good episode. It's quite enjoyable. And then on this episode, it's another focus group based episode, but they are the subject of a focus group. And this show has done a lot of meta commentary on the way it's perceived by other people. They've done episodes lampooning like award shows and critics and all this other stuff. And it's surprising for a show to so willingly revisit its own concepts, but actually do it quite well. Like they are firing on all cylinders in the writers' room. It really is. It's an incredibly sharp show still after all this time. So 10 episode run again. The seasons are quite short these days. Always Sunny still on top. So thumbs up on that one. I've got a couple of games here I'll run through very quickly because I don't want to be here all night. I finished Doom: The Dark Ages. Really good. Enjoyed it. Again, as people have pointed out, different from the previous two, but in a good way. I think I think you can make a case for each of the three of them being the best in the trilogy. It's really up to you. I think that's the best thing you can say about it. I took a look at that Gears of War remaster. It's not really a remake. Do you care about
yeah, I've played the first three.
Yeah.
It's like an upscaling of the
previous upscaling.
2014 remaster. When was that? When did that come out?
I think it was literally a decade ago. And yeah, you hit the nail on the head. That's kind of the thing about it. So I also played the Metal Gear remake, which that's a remake. That is a new game, right? If you were kind of hoping for that from this, I think people would be disappointed. I think the big giveaway was they said, if you bought that previous remaster from 10 years ago, you just get this. You just get this for free, which is a good deal, but which is, is a good deal. But if that didn't make it clear already, it is kind of ridiculous. It is just that remaster, but okay, now we're aiming for higher resolutions. Now we're aiming for higher frame rates. The PC version can go up to, I was playing it at like 120 or whatever, and it's great. But it's kind of like, hey, you have just remastered this game twice. It's very much the previous one was a Blu-ray, this one's a 4K disc in movie parlance. So it's cool, but it's a bit. I booted it up and after I played about 2 hours of the campaign, I was like, okay. It's Gears of War. You haven't again. I suppose they never claimed this, but it's like, wait, you haven't like remade it and done anything interesting with it. It's just kind of a fresh lick of paint. Fair enough.
Game, yeah. The old game with a lick of paint on it.
And if the one positive thing is obviously with this renewed interest, the servers are full. People are playing the multiplayer. I played some of the multiplayer. I got absolutely demolished because people are freaks at this game, and they are 20 years later. But yeah, I don't know how much more I'm going to play, but it's cool enough. And then the other thing I put about an hour into before this broadcast was the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, which came out this week. That is a fully fledged remake in a new engine from the ground up. Although it is, by all accounts, it is very loyal. Now I'm not a big diehard fucking Metal Gear guy at all. So I'm not going to be coming on here and saying, well, they changed this and they changed that. It would probably go over my head. But this is certainly a fully fledged new game. It looks great. And those PS2 games, they always had a bit of they had some funny camera angles and they had odd controls. It was like hold square to aim your gun and shit like that.
The good old days. Remember all that. Now,
this game does have a bunch of toggles. It has, do you want to play it with like a filter on the camera so it looks like the old thing? And it also has, do you want to play with the old camera angles and the old controls? Which I think it's good to have those options. I said, no, sure. Give me the modern stuff, please. I will have standard L2 to aim, R2 to shoot, please. I will have good controls, thank you. Yes, so I'm about an hour into that, and I'm not doing a meme or joking about Kojima, but I'm completely serious. I played it for about an hour, so that was about 15 minutes of actually playing the game.
Yes.
So for people who don't know Metal Gear Solid, it's like, and 3 in particular, it opens with this cool cutscene. It's 1960s Russia. You're parachuting. You're a secret US agent parachuting into Russia. And then in the middle of you doing this Halo jump into Russia, it flashes back, and it's your character Snake and his boss, the Major, and he's briefing you on the mission. And no joke, for people who don't know, like Joe Malone, it is like a full 10-minute cutscene where they say, well, After World War II, there was a divide between the East and the West, and JFK was dealing with intense hostilities with Russia. And that segued into a thing called the Cuban Missile Crisis. And they just completely earnestly describe what the Cuban Missile Crisis is, with obviously their little, their fictional inserts in there, and like, it is yapping. And then you land and you move the controller for about 30 seconds, and then your radio buzzes and they start tutorializing you via a radio call. So they have maintained that. That's what these games infamously are. And you have to, I've bought this game knowing that. So I enjoyed it for what it is, but like, it's still that. I never played this game in real time. A buddy of mine had it, and I remember I didn't care about Metal Gear. So like, I was hanging out with him for like a whole weekend, and he basically played half the entire thing with me there, just occasionally playing a level, but not really knowing what I was doing. It's kind of relatively fresh to me. I got some of that funky Metal Gear weirdness because just before we came and did this podcast, because you have to manually radio a contact back at base to save your game. That's like an old school Metal Gear mechanic. And you ring her and she goes, "Hey, Snake, do you want to save your game?" And you go, "Yes." And then the menu pops up, goes, "Okay, saving, don't turn off your system." And she goes, "Okay, your game is saved. Hey, Snake, have you ever seen Godzilla, the King of the Monsters?" And he goes, "Godzilla? Yes, it's a wonderful film from Japan in the 1950s. I can't say I've ever heard of it." And then there's like, because I went into the menu and saved my game, again, a genuinely 5-minute long conversation where she explains what Godzilla is, explains how many films there are, explains the themes about like a fear of like nuclear warfare and stuff like that. So it is still quintessentially that extremely odd game. Obviously,
sounds like my kind of game.
I think you would like it if you go into
Godzilla talk.
If you go into it knowing what it is, and I'm sure, and I know through the years, even if you've never touched it, you know what a Metal Gear is. It's a lot of yapping, a lot of like real world history talk with all their weird sci-fi. It's like when they're talking about like the Cold War. There's like and then there's just like, you can just tell there's like fictional Metal Gear insert, and then of course scientist Dr. Evilman was there working on the nukes. Amidst all this archival footage of JFK, it's very bizarre. It's very cool. It's very unique. Obviously, no actual Kojima involvement in this. He's been gone for years, but his oeuvre is very much there. But yeah, thumbs up on that. I'm still very early, but I'll report back on that as the weeks tick by. Yeah, and I will just say a very quick mention. I listened to 2 albums. They were both thumbs up. I listened to the new Tyler, the Creator, which is very good. Don't Tap the Glass, very funky, very, very enjoyable. If you enjoy his previous tour, if you enjoy his previous like 2-ish albums, it's along the same style, and it's very, very good again. And then just yesterday or the day before, the new CMAT album came out, and I loved that album, Euro Country. I thought it was fantastic. CMAT, kind of the latest pop princess blowing up, I suppose you'd say. Joe, you ever listen to any CMAT? I was listening to this album thinking you would actually really like this.
No. Who is it?
She's an Irish kind of country pop kind of fusion. This new album kind of leading a little bit more poppy. I think you would really like this album in particular, Euro Country. It's called. Very good, very, very, very good. Very catchy hooks. Really great stuff. So that's 2 thumbs up on those albums.
I'll check that out.
Yeah, if we're giving shout outs to some great pop music, I listened to that Grace Ives Janky Star album again over the week from 2021, 22. Fucking great. Fucking love it.
Love a bit of pop.
Yeah.
A cheap pop, you might say. That's going to do it for the show, ladies and gents. Thank you very much for listening. Hope the rest of your week treats you well. We'll be back next week with another fantasy update, more AEW reviews, more TV chat, and all the other fun and games you've come to expect. Yeah, and so ChairShotPodcast.com is where you can go to listen. It's where you can check out the fantasy table in real time.
Let's go, Mox.
And it's where you can pop us an email, as Richard did earlier, if you want to let us know about a live wrestling experience or anything that's on your mind. You can do so at ChairShotPodcast.com. So with all that said, I'm going to say thank you very much to my co-host, and I'm going to say goodbye from myself. Goodbye from Joe.
Goodbye.
Goodbye from Paul.
Goodbye.